Hello, YouTube. It's Fear. We in this thing. Let's see. We start my IG first.
John was an AP, right?
I got to start off with a smile, people. Yes, he was. He is. Let me get the Facebook going here. Oh, now we got to reconnect. No, we don't. We in this thing. Hello. Happy, tantalizing, terrific Tuesday, everybody. It's Real Estate Tuesday. It's a great day to have a great day, as always. In there talking about repairs for homeowners. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Toria Howard, and I voted today, and the sticker is sticking to my hair. But I'm a real estate educator, and I'm here to educate you on all matters of real estate, financial, literacy, home ownership, first time home buyers, homeowners, all of the things. So I do this out of the passion of, I know my purpose of being an educator is that, but also out of my pain. So I bought a house back in 2010 in Memphis, Tennessee. It was 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and I fumbled it. I didn't take care of it. I didn't do the things that I'm teaching other people to do because I want other people to learn from those hard money lessons that I made. So, um, needless to say, I sold my house in 2019 for 100. I bought it for 150,000. I sold it for 167,000 in the short sale. I did not get any money for that, and that's what happens in the short sale. Everybody gets paid but you. And then, as the years went on, it kept increasing. So it went from 167 to 220 to 220 to 250 to 250 to 275, 275 to 300. Now it's up to 350,000. So I moved back to Detroit in 2023. So in 2023, it was worth 325,000. I fumbled a $200,000 bag. So if I would have known what I know now, I would have never sold my house. But needless to say, I'm showing you how to keep it and how to turn your liability into assets. So that's what we're talking about today. Because a lot of the things that happened in my home was some big repairs that I did not do to keep my home, up to date and the things that I needed to do. So big repairs, big regrets, how to financially prepare for major fixes. That's what we're talking about today. So let's be honest about it, right? So home ownership isn't just mortgage payments, right? It's maintenance, it's repairs, it's surprises that pop up when you least expect it. And when those surprises pop up when you least expect it, is like, it can take you out the game. So you need to make sure that you are prepared for these things. So an example of things that pop up, water heater goes out in January. The average cost is between $1,200 to $1,800. Do you have that set aside? Is the question. And a lot of times people don't. Especially in today's economy, there's a lot of things going on. A lot of people are having a hard time keeping money. So you need to realize that you have to put some things and some measures in place in order for you to do that. So every homeowner needs a home repair fund. Think about it as a financial safety net for your property. You have to have a safety net for your property, regardless of if it's brand new, so it's a fixer upper or whatever it is. So one thing that I always tell my clients to do is know the 1% rule when it comes to home repairs. So experts recommend that you save 1% of your home's value each year for maintenance and repairs. That's what is good to do in that sense. Hi, Randall. Hi, Nisa. So, for example, if your home is worth $200,000, you aim to save $2,000 a year. That's just $167 a month. Now, you can break it down even further if you want to, and know how much the cost of each repair is based on the time value. But how much it costs in order, like a roof maybe last 15 to 20 years, and but that's a little bit difficult to break down. So just doing the 1% rule will help you be able to save for those home repairs. So if your home is worth $300,000, $3,000 a year should be saved in a high yield savings account. Not just sitting in the bank, high yield savings account, or however you want to do it. So automate this as you see fit into, like I said, a high yielding savings account, and label it home repair fund because of the fact that you want the money to still to make money, even if you don't have to use it. Yes, you have homeowners insurance. Yes, you have a home warranty. You have all of these things, but not there's no guarantee that something might not happen. So the third thing is to differentiate between maintenance and major repairs. Like I did a video a couple weeks ago on home maintenance, like during like the attic and things of that nature, twice a year at least, if not every quarter. You want to go and walk your home, but at least twice a year, walk your home. No, like look at your foundation and your driveway, the cracks in your outer walls, your inner walls, your attic, your furnace, your water heater, your ducts, get your air ducts clean, all of those different things, right? But you got to know the difference between maintenance, like air duct cleaning, gutter cleaning, you know, uh, stuff like that is maintenance where versus repair. So maintenance is small things, right? So clogged pipes, clogged filters, sealing windows, cleaning gutters. Those are small maintenance repairs, right? So the big repairs are leaky roofs, furnace replacements, foundation cracks. So you want to make sure that you're walking your property at least twice a year, but maybe every quarter, depending on how much moisture you where you live, how much moisture you retain in your home and around in the surrounding areas. You might be in a flood zone. How the difference in changing in temperatures. It might get real cold, it might get real hot. So things can happen. So, for example, spending $200 now on gutter cleaning can save you $5,000 in water damage for your roof later. So that's what you need to be thinking about. Thinking about the doing things forward so you don't have to pay in the end. A lot of people want to save the money up front and pay more in the end. That's just like going out and buying a car that you know is not worth how much you're paying for it, but because it's a certain name and a certain thing or whatever, it makes you a certain status, you're gonna buy it anyway, but end up, you know, being underwater. It's the same thing with your home. You have to make sure that you are doing the proper maintenance beforehand so you can prevent uh, major mishaps, later on. So schedule preventative maintenance like a bill. It's cheaper than waiting for something to break. So get your HVAC inspected every year. Get your water heater inspected. Get your furnace inspected. Get your air ducts cleaned. Get your gutters cleaned. Make sure that you're getting. If you have a flat roof and you have a lot of trees, make sure you we're getting those that the leaves and the stuff and debris from the trees off of your roof because it has to be able to breathe. Certain things that has to happen. So the fourth thing is the importance of the emergency fund. It's so important. This is one of the reasons why I couldn't keep my home is because I didn't have an emergency fund. So life happens. Life be lifing all the time. So a strong homeowner keeps 3 to 6 months of housing costs tucked away for emergencies. Like I said, you should have, if your home is worth 200,000, you should have $2,000 in a high yield and savings account every single year. That should be the standard. So um, if you're talking about, so if I give you, for example, if your total month cost is $1,800, aim to having 54 to $10,000, 10,800 saved. Now, that seems like a lot to do, especially in this type of economy. But think of the things that you do to spend money frivolously that don't have any meaning to it. Look where you can cut back on some of those things and put more money towards that. Now, you might not have $10,000, but you can, especially if you're saving $2,000 a year and you're keeping up with your maintenance, you'll have $10,000 in 5 years. So it's not like it's something that is not able to, imagine. You can do it. You just had to learn where you're having these pitfalls. So with this though, if you're having the 3 to 6 months of housing costs saved, right? This ensures that big repair doesn't become a big regret because, like I said, yes, you have homeowners insurance. Yes, you may have a home warranty, but some of those things are not covered in your policy. So you have to understand that you need to understand your coverages for one, and two, always Always save for a backup plan because insurance companies gonna find a way not to pay. That's just what happens, right? So the fifth thing is use insurance and warranties wisely, right? I kind of stepped into that. Don't just get insurance, understand it, know what is covered. That's what you need to know. So if you're in a flood zone, that's a separate insurance. If you're in an earthquake area, that's a separate insurance. Wind insurance can be separate. These are separate riders and different things and separate insurances that you need based on where you live. So you need to know where you live. You need flood insurance that's outside of regular homeowners insurance. Earthquake insurance is out. Sometimes, depending on the insurance company, they have the riders that you can add the earthquake insurance on there. Um, and wind, if you are in a high wind area where you get tornadoes, hurricanes, those type of things, you got to have all those things are separate. So you need to make sure you understand your coverages. And then, like, if you have fine jewelry and things of value, that's a separate rider. That's not covered under regular um, homeowners insurance. That's a separate rider. So you have to make sure you understand your coverages. So your homeowner's policy may cover storm damage, but not an old roof. So just understand they're gonna find a way not to pay. They're gonna be like, "Oh, your roof is 30 or 20 years old. That's past," and they have their own time limits on because they gonna come out and they gonna know what type of roof you have, composite, flat, whatever that is, and they are going to make sure they're covered on their end so they don't have to pay it. So make sure that you are keeping up with that as well. So um, the thing is that you need to have on top of your homeowner's insurance is a home warranty, especially if you have older systems. But the caveat to that is this: some home warranties don't cover certain systems depending on the age. So if you have an old HVAC system, and usually HVAC systems have to be replaced within 15 to 20 years, and yours is 16, 17 years old, they're not going to replace the whole thing. They're going to give you, if the parts are still available, they help you get the parts, but that's it. So, but a lot of people don't want to spend that extra money. So it's not for everyone, but it will help offset major repair costs for $50 to $75 a month. And then you have that plus the service call is usually $75 to $100 too, depending on the company. So you have that, but it's better to have it than not. It's better to have it covered than not because the home warranty will cover your refrigerator, washer and dryer, garage door, certain parts of it. But that's why you got to read the fine print and read your coverages. So the sixth thing is prioritize high impact upgrades. So not all fixes are created equal. Okay, so you want to focus on what protects your home's value first: the roof, foundation, plumbing, and electrical. Roof, foundation, plumbing, electrical. Those are the four biggest things. And then you can add HVAC to that too, because you want your HVAC system to work now. So you can add that. So replacing a 20-year-old roof before leaks start can save you equity and resale value later. And it also can save you from foundation issues. So you don't want any foundation issues where water is getting in there and it starts to crack your walls. So plan for aging systems. It's the seventh thing. Every major system has a lifespan. Know yours. And this is what I was talking about, knowing those costs, right? So a roof is 20 to 25 years. A furnace is 15 to 20 years. A water heater is 8 to 12 years. Appliances are 7 to 10 years, depending on if you got a high-end appliance or not. So use home maintenance trackers, which I have in my ebook, to understand this. Always, especially your refrigerator, your HVAC, your water heater, your roof, once a year at least, if not twice, inspect these things to make sure that they're functioning properly. So let me connect this back to financial literacy because I'm big on educating people on financial literacy. So financial literacy isn't just about credit score, right? It's about protecting your assets. Your home, I know people gonna probably beat me up and say your personal home is not an asset, but you can turn it into one by growing your equity and using that equity to invest in other things. That's what you need to do. So you need to manage your repairs to reserve wealth. And when you get these repairs done, you have to notify your mortgage company so they can put those improvements in. Now your tax is going to go up, but your equity is going to go up too, and your equity is going to grow higher. Your equity is going to grow, especially your appreciation, especially if you bought right. Typical appreciation is 1 to 5% a year. Some neighborhoods in Detroit are getting 7 to 10% a year. So you have to buy in those areas that are climbing. Just like I just did a post yesterday about Warren Homes. I did one last week. That area is moving 2.1% in appreciation every year. The home, yes, I mean the zip code yesterday is moving at 1.2% appreciation every year. So that's still in the national average, but you have other neighborhoods that you doing 7 to 10% appreciation per year in Detroit. So, but you want to make sure that you are in that 1 to 5% appraisal value increase every year. So that's one of the ways you can help that your equity grow and your wealth to grow and your liability to go down. And also paying that extra principal payment, you know, paying an extra principal payment will help you be able to cut down on your mortgage, will help grow your equity as well. So it's a lot of different things that help you build wealth through home ownership. You just have to learn how to do it. Hey, Vic, it's a long time. So you need to make sure that you're following financial literacy practices. And once you buy your home, yeah, you have things that you do to get in, but your financial literacy has to step up. You have to do a lot more different financial calculations. A home repair maintenance is one of those things. So just to recap, one of the things that you have to do is know your home value. So if your home is worth $200,000 a year, you need to have at least $2,000 saved a year in a high yield savings account. 300,000, 3,000, or you can do more if you want to. If you have the means to do more, 1% of your home value should be saved every single year for maintenance, if not more. So you want to make sure your home expenses are saved as well. So your home repairs and your home expenses, we talking about paying your mortgage and stuff like that, just in case something. That's two totally separate things. So that's why I said your financial literacy has to step up, because of the fact you have a home repair savings and you have a home, um, cost savings. Two different things. So you can build wealth through real estate if you're draining it through deferred maintenance. Okay. You can't build wealth through real estate if you're draining it through deferred maintenance. Do the maintenance. I didn't do it. That's why I had to sell my home. So just like I said, just a little recap, make sure that you're saving at least 1% of your home value in for your home repair maintenance in a high yield savings account. Then you have your home expenses in another account, two totally separate things. But make sure that you're doing these walkthroughs, right? At least twice a year of your home, doing attic maintenance, foundation, look at getting your roof inspected, gutters cleaned. You should at least get your gutters cleaned twice a year, at least, if not more, depending on how many trees you got in your yard. Or getting your roof, getting the stuff cleared off your roof so it can breathe, so it won't have a lot of moisture. You want to make sure that your furnace is working properly, your HVAC system is working properly, getting electrical and plumbing is working properly. You want to work through all of these things. So make sure that you understand that owning a home is great, but you have to step it up, like in your doing and also your financial literacy. So your home is an investment. It has to be treated that way. So protecting it protects your generational wealth. And don't let people talk you out of saying that you can't build generational wealth with your own personal home. You can. You just have to learn how to use it properly and know how to do what you need to do with it to invest in other things. I've spoken to plenty of people who take their equity and invest in other things. Invest in the stock market, invest in other real estate, other business, whatever that is, pay college tuition. It's You're able to do so. So don't let people talk you out of owning your own home. So, so I'll give you another example. Homeowners who maintain their home can increase property value up to 10% versus ones who defer maintenance. And the ones that defer maintenance. So That's it for me today, y'all. I just wanted to come and give y'all a little that little tidbit, that little nugget, some gems today. So if you're serious about becoming house rich and money smart, grab my ebook by the same name. It walks you through how to manage home ownership without financial stress. I give you the guide, y'all. The guide is there. So the link is attached in my bio on YouTube and in my IG. And it's also attached to this video on Facebook. So do all the things. And please like, comment, share, subscribe, all of the things, please. I should have said it at the beginning, but I'm saying it now. But do all the things and share this with somebody who needs it. Next week I'll be back with the first time home buyers. Congratulations to my first time home buyer who closed on her house last week. She's moving in and everything is going great. And I'm just so proud of her. So shout out to her. And I do have an ebook for first time homebuyers called Journey to Your Castle. I show you how to go from concept to mindset, because your mindset has to change from being a renter to an owner. Okay. Uh, to go setting all the way to the closing table. So I got y'all in all aspects. So I bid you adieu. Everybody have an amazingly beautiful, blessed day. And I will see you next week for real estate, either Tuesday or Wednesday. I had to see how my schedule works. See y'all.